Well, hello there, and happy Friday to you. Cheerio. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. I've had a couple of questions. What up, Marcus? What up? What up? Happy Friday to you, man. We out here. We out here. What do you say? Hashtag woke. WOKE. And for those who don't know, my name is Chris Monroe. And like I say, we're going to be, I'm going to answer a question that came in from the Woke Real Estate Investors Group. What up, Earl? How you doing? What up? What up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. I know y'all doing some good stuff on these Fridays, making all this money and shmoney. I know closing these deals or trying to get a deal right. That's all we can do is try. If you don't try, you're just going to cry and wonder why. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this question that I got here from the question actually came from the Woke Real Estate Investors Group. And like I said, if you haven't joined that yet, you sleep. You don't want to be asleep. You want to stay woke unless you're going to be broke. So that's the Woke Real Estate Investors Group on Facebook, where we talk about subject to wraparound mortgages, lease options, land trust, all that funky stuff. You know, the stuff that people scared of, like, man, I don't even know what that is. You know, people do that all the time. And I'll be like, man, you better learn it. Learn it or burn it. Which one do you want to do? So let me get this off of here first. And let's see here. The question of the day comes from Christian Buys Houses. Buying a lot of houses, I see. Question: when doing a subject to deal, when can the seller get a new mortgage? My plan is to acquire on a subject to and exit on a lease option. Great question, Chris. That came off of the Woke Real Estate Group, like I said, and basically it's real simple. When you're buying a house subject to, it kind of causes a little bit of a problem for a seller if they are planning on buying another house. So typically I ask the seller, if I think I want to take a house subject to, do you plan on buying another house in the near future? Or if it's an elderly person or something like that, like they 80, 90 years old, you know, they don't really care. They're going to take that dirt nap soon enough and they don't have to worry about that. And so in a situation like that, it wouldn't really matter. But a person that's younger, say 30 or 40 years old, they're going to rebuild their life, rebuild their credit, whatever the situation is. I would not suggest buying a house on a subject to. In an incident like that, I would say to buy that house on a wraparound mortgage, or what they would have a wraparound deed of trust, or really it's called a all-inclusive trust deed if you're in a deed of trust state. So basically you want to get that house on a wrap versus a subject to. The difference in the basics is if you buy the house subject to, there's no recourse whatsoever. If you decide to not pay or whatever, you just say, you wake up one day and say, you know what, I don't like that seller. I ain't gonna be paying this bill no more. Ain't nothing they can do. They can't sue you. They can't do nothing. They can complain. They'll be mad, but they really have no recourse. On a wrap, it actually gives a lot of protections to the seller because, one, it gives them a document that shows that there's an income coming in to wash out their debt to income ratio, so that it'll show that there's somebody paying some mortgage or paying some note so that the house is sold, and that can probably get you another loan. Then if you have like I said, if you do it on the subject to, you can't do that because it shows they still have that debt. Either way, that debt's going to show in their name on their credit report. It's still going to show. Neither one of these ways, subject to versus the wrap, it's still going to show on their name either way. However, like I said, you have a chance, and it's not even guaranteed, you have a chance to get qualified for a loan if you buy it on a wrap. That kind of protects that seller. They can foreclose on you if you decide to not pay, and it gives them that document to show that there is money coming in to wash out that debt to income ratio. So, you know, that's one of the main things. People jump into this creative stuff, trying to just jump in, man. I'm just going to get in the game. I want to get a deal. I want to get a subject to. But that's not necessarily the default thing. You want to buy it on a wrap or, you know, do something else, you know, where you can buy the house, take title to the house, and, you know, protect the seller. You know, that's the best way. The default answer really is to buy it on a wrap. Subject to only, like I said, if they're an elderly person or if they're a person that's like, really, that's the only time I would do, or if they're a dead person on the deed or something. Because I have a house I bought a house with 2 dead people on the deed. How that happened, I know you're wondering. The guy was dead, and then we did a title search. We found out he put his girlfriend on the deed as well, and she died shortly thereafter. So 2 dead people on the deed. How you love that? Craziness. So if you got any questions, I'll answer them real quick before I get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. Hope that answers your question there, Mr. Chris. Let's see, did I answer all of his questions? Let me double check. And if you're liking this content, give it a thumbs up. I like thumbs up. That helps. That helps the algorithm. Let me see here. Where does this question go? Here it is. When buying on a subject to or doing a subject to deal, can the seller get a new mortgage? So no, they probably will not get one. I wouldn't even say no. The chances are slim because they're going to still have that debt and they have nothing to prove that something's taking care of that debt. On a wrap, they would have something to prove that something's taking care of that debt. My plan is to acquire on a sub 2 and exit on a lease option. I love lease options. I love them. It's one of my favorites. So let's see if we got any questions or anything in here. Let's see here. Earl Jones say lease options have become my favorite technique. I'm with you, brother. I love the lease options. It changes everything. You know what I mean? It relieves you of the maintenance and repairs of the property. It makes them feel like they're the owner. I mean, it just helps people out. It helps people become home owners. But for all intents and purposes, you still own the house. They just get to have the first option to purchase it if they decide to go cash it out on a lease option. It's one of my favorites as well. I love it. I love it. So let's see here. So if you want to learn more about this topic or any others, make sure you go ahead and check out wokerealestate.com. Wokerealestate.com. The link's in the description. Got the contracts, cool gear, and coaching, all that and more right there at wokerealestate.com. Let's see what else we got here. When I ask about a subject to in Miami, my investor, they shy away from those options. Well, they probably should shy away from it, Irvin Thomas, because they don't know what it is. They don't know what they're doing. And this is an advanced strategy. So I tell people to get trained on this stuff before you try to go out and start pitching it, go out and start trying to do it. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you can be in a world of trouble. That's why we close all of these types of deals through a real estate attorney. You need to have a good attorney that can close these deals properly to protect the seller, protect you as the buyer, and put your deal in the trust and, you know, all the other stuff, the moving parts to make these deals work right, you know. And so that's one of the things here that I always say. They should shy away from it. If I don't know what I'm doing, I'm shying away too. I'm going to go get on YouTube University, go pay some coach, go pay some mentor, go ahead and find out how can I learn how to do this too. I want to get in the game, get educated on this stuff, but don't just jump in the game and try to say, oh yeah. Because, you know, most people that's investing in real estate, what do they know? Buy and hold, fix and flip. Some people barely know wholesaling is even in existence. It just became popular over the last little bit of time. You know what I mean? Even though it's been around since the beginning of time, nobody never told you about it though. They kept you asleep, and that's deep. So, you know, it's all about education. Like the video I put out yesterday, I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram, talking about it's 3 ways to get in this real estate stuff. You know, it's real simple. You got, you know, the cash buyer. We already know you're going to pay that cash, drop big money. You know, if you're going to got that credit, that good 700 or 800 credit score, you can buy a house like that. Or if that doesn't work for you, you're going to have to go ahead and get creative and do some knowledge. You got to have some specialized knowledge to know what you're doing. And subject to and deals like that is exactly that. These lease options and all this other stuff, same way. You want to actually know how to do it. So that's really that there. Let's see here. How can I find a real estate attorney? So, well, there's a couple of ways I would suggest you getting a real estate attorney. One, you can try Google. You know, that's going to bring you a bunch of them. Get them on the phone and ask them, do they close these types of transactions? It's basically going to give them a phone interview to see if they're what you're looking for. Another way is go to one of your local RIA meetings or real estate meetings in your town there. You say you're in Miami or something, right? Down in Florida. I'm pretty sure they're there. And then also another way is to get with somebody that's doing those types of deals in your market and ask them, who are you using? Who are you using? Get a referral. Billy Bob closes these deals. Let's do it. You know, and it's not necessarily required to close it through it, but it is always best practice to close these through a real estate attorney, because if something comes back and backfires on you 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the line, you want to have a layer of protection in there to say, hey, I did everything legit. I got all my disclosures. Everything was disclosed. There was no surprises, because this seller could come back and say, you know what? They fooled me out of my house. They tricked me, man. I want my house back. And you don't want to be in that boat. That would be a bad look on you. We don't want you that way. Let's see what else we got here. Earl, you say, that's right. Just call firms or a simple Google search. Exactly. I agree. It's really that simple. That's all it takes. It don't take much. It's real simple. So hope this video helped you out. Don't forget to follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's all of them. And if you haven't subscribed on this YouTube here, hit that subscribe button and bang that bell. And don't forget to give a thumbs up. So I'm finally get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. So do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me. Peace out, family.